I started Veterans Produce to feed Tony, a homeless Army veteran sleeping on the cold, wet ground. And now as time is evolving, we're realizing, a lot of other people are realizing that not only should people have access to food, but they should have access to the right food, healthy organic food. Veterans Produce started out feeding homeless veterans. Now we teach them how to grow their own food, teach them how to operate a greenhouse, teach them how to build a greenhouse so that we can duplicate this model across the nation. So we're always looking for volunteers. We're always looking for hands-on people to help us build. People help us to do our checks and such. We're also looking for partners. So that's how we can extend across the nation, is to partner with other veteran organizations to duplicate a model.
So who is who's like an ideal partner for you?
I listen a lot to organizations talking about how they're dealing with veterans, and anytime I hear of an organization that's talking about transitioning veterans off the street, I start asking questions. How do you plan on feeding them? Where do you get the food from? Do you always have enough food? Is it healthy? Can you quantify how much food you're going to have? And the answer is no to most of that. They don't know how much food they can get. The food is not healthy. They're not aware of the fact that the food that they're getting from food banks, ironically, I actually send food to the food banks. But a lot of the food that comes from food banks is food that's donated. So I start asking those questions, which generates an interest and an awareness of the fact that the food that they do get from the food banks is leftover, about to expire, food that's not worth even consuming. So to answer your question, any organization that's transitioning veterans off the streets that doesn't have a solution, a sustainable solution for feeding those veterans, those are the types that we're looking for. PTSD therapy programs, for example, are now realizing the value of wholesome organic food. Healthy food is paramount to healthy in body and mind. And properly feeding the body, you can offset PTSD symptoms. And so we've got about 6 projects across the nation, one in greenhouses, just for the sole benefit of healthy organic food. But it all started with how do you plan on feeding those folks after you transition them off the street? And so I spoke briefly of our shipping container. It's a 40-foot insulated shipping container. It's mobile. I can build them here in Keller. Once they're built, put them on the back of a flatbed truck, deploy them where they get to their final destination, plug them in the power and water, and away you go. So that's my answer for anyone or any organization that's looking to have its own dedicated food production system. We can produce 30% of your diet that way with our systems.